This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat that far. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, geeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, geeks. And like the Tibetan marriage shift that I am, I'm applying what? On immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat bursts pipes. Let's talk about it, man. First and foremost, we got to tell you guys the cool-hearted. We got to tell you guys the unadulterated. And we got to tell you guys the cutthroat truth telling fashion. Monnie Brown TV. Salute to you, bruh. Because you get it. I'm glad you stepped up to the plate, dog, because these videos would have kept on coming. I know you got to defend your position. I know you got to basically talk about why you feel erroneously that Jaron Ennis is on the level of Errol the True Spence. But don't worry. I'll G-check you when we chop it up on Tuesday. I like the fact that we were able to do that shit. Just make sure you put my name in the live. Let's make it exclusive, me and you. We go back and forth, we'll debate it. You know I'm undefeated in debate, so I know you the homie, but you're gonna have to eat this L. Because I'm gonna explain to you why you erroneously compared Jaron Ennis with Errol the True Spence. You don't compare a guy that's lording over and dominating a division. Errol the True Spence is lording over and dominating the welterweight division. You don't compare a guy like that with a guy that is basically a pup. A guy that's a wounded fucking animal. A guy that basically hasn't proven shit. When we look at Jaron Ennis, he hasn't proven anything. You know what Jaron Ennis has proven? He's proven that he's a young fucking pup. Let me say it again. He's proven that he's a young fucking pup. But what Jaron Ennis has also proven is the fact that, like Terrence Buck Crawford, he's more of a Terrence Buck Crawford comparison than he is a Errol the True Spence. The reason for that is because you talked about Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets is not a qualified comparison as it relates to Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri fought the likes of a Manny Pacquiao level, which I brought up to you eloquently. Notice you couldn't counter that. He fought the likes of a Ruslan Provodnikov. I brought that up to you. You couldn't counter that, and you won't be able to counter that. This is the level that Chris Algieri fought. And Errol the True Spence 40-yard dashed his ass. When we look at Jaron Ennis, he's basically a Roy Jones Jr. gone wrong. Let me say it again. He's a Roy Jones Jr. gone wrong. Because everything that Roy Jones Jr. does, this cat wants to give you the similitude as if he's flashy that way. Now, if that's the comparison that you're going to make, I get it. And he has Terrence Buck Crawford in him because he has dog in him. I get it. But just like him, he's just as flawed as they are, but he's still not on their levels. Because you have to look at the competition that he's faced. Sergey Lipinets is a fighter that's there to be fought. He has a bullshit come forward Mexican style. It's nothing like Chris Algieri that is actually a boxer. Chris Algieri will try to box your ears off. This is how he beat Ruslan Provodnikov, by using boxing. The reason why Chris Algieri is a signature win for Errol the True Spence is because Errol the True Spence fought a boxer and 40-yard dashed his ass. He outboxed the boxer and then he bulldozed him. Basically, Errol the True Spence used two styles to demolish Chris Algieri. He showed you boxing ability, he showed you pedigree, and then he showed you bulldozing 40-yard dash ability. You cannot compare that. Errol the True Spence is lording over and dominating a division. You don't compare that with a young fucking pup that just came out of the womb. I've been told people that I like Jaron Ennis, but y'all making me unlike this motherfucker. Y'all making me not like him because y'all have the unmitigated gone the audacity to compare him to Mr. Tactical Aggression, Mr. Technical Punch Placement, and Mr. Body Snatching Work, the living onslaught of the punishment style. You cannot compare a pup coming out of a womb with a guy that's doing heavyweight lifting and heavyweight lifting the notion. Errol the True Spence is showcasing rock star ability. Now he's about to fight Manny Pacquiao. He's going to retire a legend. How did we get to this point to where we become so much a brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads as boxing fans to where we compare a guy That is his mission statement of being a guy that's lording over and dominating a division. A guy that's an airfield fighter with a guy that barely has any signature wins to showcase that he is what you guys say that he is. Chris Van Heeteren, the common opponent, which I brought up to you, and notice you can't counter that, and you won't be able to counter that. Errol the True Spence aged this motherfucker 30 fucking years. If Jaron Boots Ennis wanted to show his legitimacy of this false comparison, this shining beacon that you guys hold up, who's really a false idol, if you guys wanted to basically quantify, calculate, verify, and certify Jaron Boots Ennis, this would have been the moment. And then he goes and gets a fucking DQ, equivalent to some bullshit draw. Errol the True Spence fought Chris Van Heeteren when he was 23-1, had promise. He was the South African pride. Talking shit. Errol the True Spence systematically broke his rabbit ass down.
Go ahead.
And Chris Van Heeteren, if you see the way he's looked, this is what happens when you fight Errol the True Spence. That's why they call it the ruin you style, because he literally ruins you. Derrick James said it best. When you go 12 rounds with Errol the True Spence, you are no longer the same fighter. But I done told you guys about black community fan base, or so-called. They're on this conquer and divide and conquer nonsense. Because when you sit there and fix your rabbit ass mouth to say that a guy who is a pup, a young fucking pup that hasn't proven anything, gets to be compared with a guy that's doing heavyweight lifting after heavyweight lifting after heavyweight lifting, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, But in his most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true teller fashion, he knows everything's gonna hold back. He's not gonna completely ether and murk you because you the homie. But it will be an iron sharpening the iron moment for you. Not for me, but for you. Because you're going to have to gird up thy loins. You're going to have to get put back on your dean. That when it's all said and done, do not compare anyone with an airfield fighter of tactical aggression, airfield fighter of technical punch placement, and airfield fighter of body snatching work, the living on style, the punishment style. And you want to know when this is going down on your brain? When he fights Manny Pacquiao and Errol the True Spence properly retired Manny Pacquiao via AARP Pac-Man style come August 21st. There's no two ways around that. Book it. You're going to realize then that you made a gaffe. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Dicks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Dicks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.